All right, so some useful right triangle information in general. We've already seen the Pythagorean theorem, remembering that the angle measurements in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. If it's not given to you, we always suggest to draw a figure and label it. And when we get to using our calculator, you're always going to want to be in degree mode. If you choose to use Desmos instead of your TI calculator, you can. You just have to make sure to put that in degree mode as well. So if you click the little settings wrench on the top right, down at the bottom, you'll see radians versus degrees. So we would want to be in degrees. So example 2, we're asked to find the values of x or theta correct to 3 significant figures. So looking at letter A, I notice that they give me one angle of 40 degrees. If I focus on that angle, I'm looking for the adjacent side, and I'm given the hypotenuse. So adjacent and hypotenuse, thinking about SOHCAHTOA, that tells me I'm using cosine. Filling in what I know the angle is 40 degrees. I'm looking for my adjacent side, so I'll leave that as an x, and I have my hypotenuse as 3.5. So I usually suggest to isolate the variable first and then go to your calculator, just so you don't round prematurely. So in this case, what that means is if I'm looking for x, I could either multiply both sides by 3.5 to eliminate the 3.5 from the denominator, or no matter where the variable is, you can always set up a ratio and cross multiply. So that means I'd have 3.5 times cosine of 40 equaling x. Now that my variable is isolated, I can go straight into my calculator or Desmos. Desmos, I'm just going to type in exactly what I had. And it evaluates it for me at 2.68 if I round to 3 significant figures. This problem did give me units of centimeters, so I'll say 2.68 centimeters. Letter B, alternatively, I'm looking for the angle, and I'm given the opposite side and the adjacent side. So again, thinking about SOHCAHTOA, opposite and adjacent mean I'm looking at tangent. So filling in what I know, I do not know theta. That's what I'm looking for. I know my opposite side is 10, and my adjacent side is 5. Now you can simplify that. 10 divided by 5 is 2, or you can just leave it. It's your choice. But what's important to note here is we are looking for the angle. So unlike part A, where I could just cross multiply and solve, in part B, since we're looking for the angle, what we're going to have to do is use what's called inverse tangent. There's also inverse sine and inverse cosine. If you look on your calculator or in the Desmos functions applications, you'll see, in this case, tangent to the -1. That's what you're going to use when you're looking for the angle. So what could be written as a next step could be I'm solving for theta, and it's going to equal the inverse tan of 10 over 5, or again, just 2. But the key is that we're using that inverse tangent function. So in Desmos, I'm going to go to functions. See how we have that tan negative raised to the -1, that means inverse. So I'm going to use that function and say 10 divided by 5. And it gives me an angle measurement of 63.4 degrees. All right, so again, you're using regular old sine, cosine, or tangent when you're looking for a side, or you'll use inverse sine, cosine, or tangent when you're looking for an angle.